introduction, and of course many thanks to Dean Stein. In the relatively short time I've been here, I've come to recognize very quickly how much Jerry Stein means to the students and means to Stony Brook.
2 brownies is what they put.
Join me in acknowledging how much he means. Thank you, Jeff Barnett and Sarah Young, for all their efforts in planning on student. I think one of the primary motivations for having this was actually to see if I was capable of dancing. And I'm not sure where we're going to find out, because as some of you may know, my wife Ellen broke her foot, actually.
Oh, no. I'll dance with you.
Among other days. She was out jogging, she stepped on a bottle and broke her foot. And so she's in one of these boots now. So yeah, she'll show it to you, but she can't dance. And I don't know if that's, if there was any relation between her fear about having to dance in the ball or actually having a really breaking it. That's
I wonder if she called us to tell the fire department.
We actually like dancing. We actually, do swing and things like that. So at another time,
prove it.
It's really a pleasure to be here tonight, as I said, and this is really a wonderful room. I sensed the enthusiasm and energy when I walked in the room. I had a chance, of course, to enjoy one fantastic performance, and that really was awe-inspiring. And you really, of course, represent some of the leadership of the student body in Stony Brook. Each of you are important contributors. I talked today in my inauguration speech about how much Stony Brook matters. And I talked about a lot of different ways in which Stony Brook really contributes to Long Island, to New York, and the world. And of course, I talked about the kind of research and innovation that comes from Stony Brook, and the fact that if New York and we're really going to be competitive in the future, we need to be the source of innovation. And great research universities like Stony Brook are really the heart and soul of innovation. This is where the ideas that will change the world come from, and this is where the people that will change the world come from. So what makes us special, of course, is not only are we a site of innovation, but we also are the home of the innovators. We train the next generation of innovators. And so sitting among this crowd, or standing, I guess, amongst you, are the innovators of the future. And so you're the people who are really going to make a difference in the economy. You're the people who are really going to change things. And I take my hat off to you and tell you I'm counting on you in the future. The other thing that I think I talked a lot about was the fact about how much our students reach out to the community. I had a chance to come to the community outreach program, was it last night or the night before? Wednesday night, yeah. I've had a lot of activities. I think you mentioned something like 40 in 8 days. So, but that was fantastic. And again, it's the kind of thing, I think, that tells an important story about how much Stony Brook matters. That our students are not only, of course, engaged in academic pursuits, as you are, not only absolutely committed to learning as much as you can at Stony Brook, but you're very interested in broadening your perspective. You're very interested in giving back to the community, reaching out and really making a difference in people's lives. And again, I think that's something that makes Stony Brook so special. The other thing I talked about that I think is very important is something that I find incredibly wonderful about Stony Brook, and that's the diversity of our student body. I'm really proud of the fact that if you look at the AAU institutions, this is the American Association of Universities, the 62 best universities in the world, that Stony Brook is the most diverse campus among the AAU, and that's fantastic.
Diversity.
Come to Stony Brook, you really have a chance to get to appreciate other people. And I really mean appreciate. You get a chance to understand their cultures, understand their backgrounds. And that's going to be so important in the future. I think if we're not able to appreciate other cultures in this increasingly global society, I think the United States is really going to be at high risk. So again, I think this is a critical part of why Stony Brook matters, and a critical part of why I'm so happy to be here and to be your president. So, as was said in one of the introductions, this is a great time to be at Stony Brook. I think school enthusiasm and excitement about being at Stony Brook is really at an all-time high. I've had a chance to go to football games. I certainly have had a chance to hear from the marching band. They're fantastic.
Can you hear from me?
I talked about them in my inauguration speech. They actually had a shout out from me. I called them enthusiasm personified. That's what I really think they are. And of course, I also talked about Wolfie, who I don't see here today. Is he here? No, Wolfie's not in the house.
Not a costume.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, not in costume. Okay. We have a budget crisis, as many of you may know. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time talking about that tonight or any time. But one thing I said was there'll always be a line in the budget for Wolfie. Okay, he'll always be supported in Stony Brook as long as I'm here. So as I said, I'm incredibly excited to be here. Each of the events I've gone to has brought a different perspective for me, a different chance to really understand more about Stony Brook. I've been at the Medical Center. I've been at the Stoller Center to hear performances.
Santa Claus isn't real?
I've been at the art department to see a fantastic exhibition from one of our art professors and to hear from some of our graduate art students about why they became interested in art and why they study. I've had a chance to hear some lectures from some of our fantastic faculty from both our anthropology group as well as from our School of Ocean, Marine and Atmospheric Sciences. And again, I'm always amazed at the breadth of the activities at Stony Brook. So I think that we have come a very long way. I think we're in a remarkable position. As I said in my inauguration speech today, I think we can do even more. I think we have a fantastic foundation in our students and faculty. I think we have great support in general from the community. But I think we also need to convince our legislators that they need to do more for Stony Brook. The state has not been treating SUNY well recently, as you know. It's going to make it difficult for us to move forward. I think all of us need to, to the extent possible, to make sure we communicate our feelings about that, about the importance of maintaining SUNY and Stony Brook.
We'll bring the cookies.
I don't think any time in the history of New York has been more important in the history of the United States for higher education. We're really the key to economic development. We're really what's going to make a difference in Stony Brook's future. And you, of course, are the future of New York. You are the future of the U.S. And I really feel good about that future.
What if we move out of New York?
But I also want to make sure you're getting absolutely the best education possible. And that's what I'll keep working for. So thank you very much.
Yes.